The Senate will come to order. Message from the House.
May 11, 2022, Mr. President, House has voted to concur in the Senate amendments to House Bills 1314, 1345, 1346, 1362, 1380, 1392, 1394, 1409, 1370, 1259, 1001, 1026, 1107, 1132, 1274, 1400, 1412, and 1358, and has repassed the bills as so amended. The Speaker has appointed Representatives Benavides, Chair, Valdez A., and Pico as House conferees on the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 9. The House has voted to concur in the Senate amendments to House Bills 1244, 1348, 1355, 1376, 1381, and 1411, and has repassed the bills as so amended. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 180 and 182, amended as printed in House Journal May 3rd, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 235, amended as printed in House Journal May 10th, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 230, amended as printed in House Journal May 6th, 2022, and amended on third reading as printed in House Journal May 11th, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 219, 23202, amended as printed in House Journal May 10th, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 207, amended as printed in House Journal May 10th, 2022, and amended on third reading as printed in House Journal May 11th, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and returned to with Senate Bill 222 and 133. The Speaker has appointed Representatives Sullivan, Chair, Kennedy, and Larson as House conferees on the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 120. The Speaker has appointed Representatives Garnett, Chair, Tipper, and Lynch as House conferees on the First Conference Committee on House Bill 1326. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. House Bill 1048, amended as printed in House Journal May 10th, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 36, amended as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, and amended on third reading as printed in House Journal May 11, 2022. The House has passed on third reading, returns here with Senate Bill 220, 186, and 209. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 110 as printed in House Journal May 3, 2022. It has repassed the bill, so amended. The bills returned herewith. The House adopts the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 21 as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, and has repassed the bill, so amended. The bills returned herewith. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 113 as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, and has repassed the bill, so amended. The bills returned herewith. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 9 as printed in House Journal May 11, 2022, and has repassed the bill, so amended. The bills returned herewith. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 206, 205, 225, and 197, amended as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 232 and 53 is amended and printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, and amended on third reading as printed in House Journal May 11, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and returns herewith. Senate Bills 179, 239, and 77. House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 210 and 173, amended as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Revisor of Statutes. Senate Bill 154 and 81, amended as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, amended on third reading, printed in House Journal May 11, 2022. The House has passed on third reading and returns herewith. Senate Bill 178 and 199.
Message from the Revisor.
May 11, 2022, we herewith transmit without comment as amended Senate Bill 180, 182, and 235 without comment as amended 230, without comment as amended Senate Bill 223, 202, 207, 219, without comment as amended House Bill 1048 without comment as amended Senate Bill 36, without comment as amended Senate Bill 5381, 154, 173, 197, 205, 206, 210, 225, and 232.
Delivery to the Governor.
May 11, 2022, to the Governor for signature on Wednesday, May 11, 2022 at 10:40 a.m. Senate Bills 299, 166, 168, 169, 176, and 214.
Conference committees to report.
First report on First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 009. This report amends the re-engrossed bill to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Your First Conference Committee appointed on Senate Bill 009 concerning catalytic converters and connection therewith, enacting measures to address the theft of catalytic converters as met and reports that it has agreed on the following. The House received from its amendments made to the bill as the amendments appear in the revised bill, and that the following amendments be substituted. Therefore, respectfully submitted Senate Committee. Senator Janal, Chair, Senators Winter and Heisey, House Committee, Representatives Benavides, Chair, and Representatives Valdez A. and Pico.
Oh, yeah.
First report on First Conference Committee on House Bill 1390. This report amends the re-revised bill to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Your First Conference Committee appointed on House Bill 1390 concerning the financing of public schools in connection therewith making an appropriation has met and reports that it has agreed upon the following: that the House exceeded the Senate amendments made to the bill as the amendments appear in the re-revised bill with the following changes. Respectfully submitted. House Committee, Senate Representatives McCluskey Chair, McLaughlin and Geithner, Senate Committee Senators Zenzinger Chair, Bridges and Lundeen. First report on the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 120. This report amends the re-revised bill to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Your First Conference Committee appointed on Senate Bill 120 concerning the regulation of carbon processors and in connection therewith making an appropriation has met and reports that it has agreed upon the following: that the Senate accede to the House amendments made to the bill and the amendments appear in the re-revised bill and the following changes. Respectfully submitted. Senate Committee Senators Janal Chair, Lee and Quorum. House Committee Representatives Sullivan Chair, Kennedy and Larson. First report of the First Conference Committee on House Bill 1326. This report amends the re-revised bill to the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Your First Conference Committee appointed on House Bill 1326 concerning measures to address synthetic opiates and in connection therewith changing the criminal penalties associated with synthetic opiates, using a substance abuse assessment to direct appropriate treatment at sentencing, providing opiate antagonists in the community, providing synthetic opiate detection tests in the community, creating immunity for furnishing synthetic opiate detection tests, providing treatment for persons in the criminal justice system, developing a fentanyl prevention education program campaign, providing funding for substance use and harm reduction, evaluating the substance use and harm reduction needs across the state, requiring a post-enactment review of the implementation of this act and making an appropriation has met and reports that it has agreed upon the following: one, that the House exceeded the Senate amendments made to the bill as amendments appear in the re-revised bill, the following changes. Two, that under the authority granted the committee to consider matter not at issue between the two houses, the following amendment be recommended. Respectfully submitted. House Committee Representative Garnett Chair, Tipper and Lynch. Senate Committee Senator Pedersen Chair, Cook and Hansen.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of the Conference Committee report on House Bill 1326. Colleagues, you will not find this on your printed calendar because obviously we just got the report not too long ago. There are two other bills that are also not on your calendar. Those are Senate Bill 120 and Senate Bill 196, but we will be dealing with those later on.
The motion is to proceed out of order to take up consideration of conference committee reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will proceed out of order. Will consideration of conference committee reports, will the clerk please read the title to House Bill 1326?
House Bill 1326, Representatives Garnett and Lynch, Senators Pedersen and Cook, concerning measures to address synthetic opiates and in connection therewith changing the criminal penalties associated with synthetic opiates, using substance abuse assessment to direct appropriate treatment at sentencing, providing opiate antagonists in the community, providing synthetic opiate detection tests in the community, creating an immunity for furnishing synthetic opiate detection tests, providing treatment for persons in the criminal justice system, developing a fentanyl prevention and education campaign, providing funding for substance use and harm reduction, evaluating the substance use and harm reduction needs across the state, requiring a post-enactment review of the implementation of this act and making an appropriation.
Senator Pedersen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate adopt the first report of the First Conference Committee.
Is there any discussion? Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have been asked to approve the first report of the First Conference Committee. And I would assume you have had this explained to you and presented to you that somehow this is better for law enforcement and prosecutors. And I admit some of them may be confused, but I assure you that many are not. And in the interest of time, I don't want to belabor the point, but you've been presented with new language that says, notwithstanding the provisions, this is about the mens rea that we've all discussed at length. Notwithstanding the provisions of Section 18.403.52.5A1 of this section, when a defendant shows supporting evidence, notice that, supporting evidence, to establish that he or she made a reasonable mistake of fact and did not know that the controlled substance he or she possessed contained fentanyl, carfentanil, benzimazole, opiate, or an analog thereof as described in Section 18.18.204, the matter shall be submitted to the finder of fact, that means the judge or the jury as the case may be, in the form of an interrogatory, that means a question, to the jury. Should the finder of fact determine the defendant made such a reasonable mistake of fact, the defendant commits a level 1 drug misdemeanor. Doesn't say felony. So, what does this mean? And I'm happy to discuss it all evening if that's what people would like to do, but I would like to be to the point. One legal advisor of the Metro Police Department here in Denver was kind enough to provide this practical explanation of what this language does. It still operates as an affirmative defense and is presented to the jury in a form of a question. And what this means in practice for prosecutors is that if the defendant presents the least amount of evidence that I didn't know it was fentanyl, and they'll always say I didn't know it was fentanyl, then they're entitled to argue and present the question to the jury. And the burden falls on the prosecution to disprove the reasonable knowledge. You know, you need to note that what's reasonable knowledge is what's reasonable to the defendant, him or herself. And the practical effect is that if a person so much as says, I didn't know what that is, it's what every one of these people who is facing an arrest will do. Let's just face it, you have controlled substance on your person and an officer arrests you. The immediate thing to do is to say, I don't know what this is. So, while the statute will say that the possession of 1 to 4 grams is a felony, the practical effect is that defense counsel will always say, we want a trial, and push back. That is their job, that is their duty. I've been there, done that. And force the prosecution to disprove this reasonable knowledge or this reasonable mistake. And when they do, prosecutors who have dozens of these cases and limited numbers of prosecutors, law enforcement agencies that have limited resources, these cases are going to be charged as misdemeanors each and every time. I hand it again to the proponents as I did on the earlier consideration of the bill. It's clever. I don't mean that negatively. I mean, as a practical matter, it's not a felony. The statute will say it's a felony, and some of you can go out and say, I made the possession of 1 to 4 grams of fentanyl a felony. But as a practical matter, you really haven't. That's why I urge a no vote on this committee report. And again, I'm happy to discuss it all evening.
See no further discussion. Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in opposition as well. I will be brief. Getting some information from the police legal advisors, the legal advisor from Metro Denver Department. I'm not going to repeat what the good senator from El Paso County said, but essentially he said, in fact, possession of less than 4 grams will become a de facto misdemeanor 1. The legal advisor from the Western Slope for the CACP basically says this is just a backdoor knowingly mens rea. So as you can tell, our law enforcement agencies are not in support of this. They don't like it. They don't think it helps them out. So from their words, we're still not going to be able to get drug users the treatment that they need. We still are not going to be able to get drug dealers off the street, and we'll still be complicit in leaving drug dealers on the street, just where we were 11 weeks ago. I am a no vote as well.
Senator Lundin.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I also will be very brief. This drug creates a shock in people's system that is deadly. This drug has created a shock in our communities that we are all responding to in this policy conversation. It is my conviction that the only way to get ahead of this, to deal with this, is to shock the policy space, to shock and interrupt the supply chain, and to give law enforcement an adequate tool to do exactly that. I do not believe at the end of the day this policy will do that. I will be a no vote. But I want to pause and thank the sponsors for the incredibly challenging, difficult work they have done, Democrat and Republican. We've had opposition on both sides of this bill. We've had support on both sides of this bill. We are trying to do what we can do. My personal conclusion, this policy, as we're considering it here tonight, is not adequate to get ahead of the problem that we need to get ahead of. Thank you, colleagues, for working on this issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further discussion. Minority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, colleagues. I was very proud of this bill when it left the Senate. The mens rea of the knowingly, as a lay person who doesn't dabble in Title 18 much, criminal charges. That's a new term for me. I was very proud that that one amendment, passed with bipartisan support. I was very proud that it wasn't altered, changed, reversed on a cow amendment. I was very proud that this chamber stood up and said, nope, we've got one change to make here. I had opportunity last night to be over outside the House chamber when the Speaker moved to call a conference committee and Representative Lynch offered a substitute motion to concur with the Senate. That substitute motion failed on a very narrow vote, very close. The machine stayed open, the numbers trickled up and down, but when it was closed, the motion to concur failed. I was very proud of this chamber earlier when my friend from El Paso County offered a similar substitute motion, and it failed on a very close vote, the closest it can be. I believe it was 18-17. I'm proud that we stood in a bipartisan way to represent the other chamber, the second chamber, the Senate. Thank you. I'm disappointed that the one amendment that we added has been taken out. But I'm grateful for a short message that was conveyed to me from my district attorney. Not particularly happy, but he doesn't want the bill to die. Maybe in a few years when the new judicial district is created, the district attorney of the new 23rd might feel different. But as I understand right now, the district attorney in the District 18, Douglas, Arapahoe, Elbert, and Lincoln, I believe, has conveyed his hope, his bottom line, that he doesn't want the bill to die. Now, does he have a vote in this chamber? No, but those of us, my friend from Aurora, those of you who represent Arapahoe County, my friend from Douglas, our DA has weighed in, and that's important. He's the one that's going to make use of this law. I want to get as tough on fentanyl as possible, and this isn't as tough as the version that left the Senate. But I'll be a yes vote. This is the best we've got at this late stage. I would have liked it to have been the version that left the Senate, and we tried. Thank you to our colleagues in the House. Thank you, colleagues here. Thank you to my friend from El Paso County that offered that substitute motion. We made those attempts. But this is what we have to work with. And if my district attorney would rather that the bill not die, I will be a yes vote. I want to say thank you to the Assistant Minority Leader, the former Sheriff of Weld County, accused of being woke somehow in this effort. No. I was asked to be the Senate minority sponsor on this bill, and I said, no, I don't know enough about Title 18, criminal law. But my friend from El Paso County that has 2 law degrees, he knows a lot about it. And my friend from Weld County, the former sheriff, he knows a lot more about it than I do. And Senator, I just want to say thank you for enduring the criticism, so much of it completely unmerited. Thanks for being involved in this tough negotiation. And I'm sorry that it isn't better than it is, but I'll be a yes vote, and I'm proud to stand with you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Cook.
Thank you, Mr. President. So some DAs are for and some are against. My DA said this: it's not my first choice, but I much prefer this over the House version or the prior suggested compromise language. So my DA is supporting this. And I think what's also important is who else is supporting this, and it's the families that came down and testified. Blue Rising. And they said, our organization continues to follow the DAs we trust most, and we are here pleased that the bill will pass, especially with the distribution resulting in death language, the statewide education campaign, and the fentanyl poisoning investigation fund. The organization, Blue Rising, representing all the families who have been devastated by fentanyl poisoning deaths and who have testified throughout this process, is very supportive of this bill and feel it will make an incredible difference. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is for the Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, apparently people wish to discuss, so. Let me read some other takes on this. Another advisor to a law enforcement agency on the Western Slope. What the practical effect of this is going to be. Before the DA can bring a case to trial, the DA has an ethical obligation to only charge cases they believe they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's the rub. How do you disprove a person knew that oxy pills contain fentanyl without some sort of admission or extra proof, which will never happen? Further, with the high volume of cases, one can foresee DAs pushing prosecution policy onto agencies. That is to say, the DAs will say, don't charge a felony for this unless you get an admission they knew it was fentanyl, because we're going to have to reduce the charge as a practical matter when it comes over. We're going to reduce it to a misdemeanor. As I said, it is an ingenious move to make it look like there's a felony that there isn't, as a practical matter. At the end of the day, the effect will be the same. Law enforcement will need to substantiate through the investigation that the person knew they had fentanyl, or else the charge is just simply going to become a misdemeanor. You are back to the way that this bill came to us originally from the House. I appreciate the efforts of my colleague. I appreciate the work on this bill. But the language is lawyer language to make it impractical to pursue these cases as felonies. When it becomes commonly known in the drug-using community that what you need to say right out of the chute, they're on social media too, I didn't know it was fentanyl, every case is going to automatically become a misdemeanor. Legal advisor to a law enforcement agency down in southwest Colorado said, you know, we're already being asked if 3 grams is a misdemeanor, and then they're allowing for a search, and you find 3 grams because they know that right now, even without this bill, less than 4 is a misdemeanor. With the ability to take their rights under the Fifth Amendment, and they're entitled. It's an implied ridiculous standard that you're going to have to prove. The practical impact on public safety is the same, says an investigator from Colorado Springs Law Enforcement. And it directly impacts what law enforcement will have to deal with in the field. A chief in southern Colorado said the practical impact is the same. In other words, the ability to prove the necessary knowledge, mens rea, is equally difficult with the standard that was in the original House bill. So, what you're voting for on a practical level is the way the bill came to you from the House. It was the reason we should have adhered earlier. It's disappointing to me that we did not. Again, I respect and appreciate the work that was done on this bill, particularly on the harm reduction area. I urge a no vote. And again, happy to discuss it all evening.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion before the body is the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on House Bill 1326. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Heisey, Lundin, Simpson, Gardner, Liston, Kirkmeyer, Smallwood, Priola, Woodward. With a vote of 25 ayes, 10 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the first conference committee on House Bill 1326 is adopted. Senator Cook.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move and ask that we readopt House Bill 1326.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the repassage of House Bill 1326. Are there any no votes? Senators Kirkmeyer, Heisey, Lifton, Gardner, Lundin, Woodward, Smallwood, Gonzalez. With a vote of 27 ayes, 8 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1326 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Senator Story. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 180?
Senate Bill 180, Senators Winter and Henriksen, Representatives Gray and Bacon, concerning programs to reduce ground level ozone through increased use of transit.
Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments.
Is there any discussion? The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 180. Are there any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg. Nope. Never mind. Senator Sonnenberg will be recorded as a yes vote. With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for repassage of Senate Bill 180.
The motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 180. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Heisey, Simpson, Lundin, Gardner, Liston, Kirkmeyer, Rankin, Smallwood, Woodward, Scott, Cook, Minority Leader Holbert. With a vote of 22 ayes, 13 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 180 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 182?
Very simple amendment.
Senate Bill 182, Senators Hanson and Quorum, Representatives Doherty and Young, concerning measures to address economic mobility for Coloradans and in connection therewith creating the Economic Mobility Program within the Department of Public Health and Environment and authorizing the Department of Higher Education to contract for the use of an online platform to assist students with accessing public benefits and making an appropriation.
Senator Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for concurrence with House amendments on Senate Bill 182.
Is there any discussion? Senator Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, the House added the ARPA compliance language, and that was the only change they made.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 182. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Hanson.
Sorry, Mr. President. Thank you. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 182.
Motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 182. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Heisey, Simpson, Lundin, Gardner, Liston, Kirkmeyer, Smallwood, Woodward, Scott, Cook, Minority Leader Holbert. With a vote of 23 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 182 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 235?
Senate Bill 235, Senators Rankin and Zenzinger, Representatives Harrod and McCluskey, concerning county administration of public assistance programs and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Rankin.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 235.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 235. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Rankin.
We move the repassage of this wonderful bill, Senate 235.
The motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 235. Are there any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 235 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 230?
Senate Bill 230, Senators Fenberg and Moreno, Representative Esgar, concerning the expansion of county employees' rights and to collective bargaining and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 230.
Is there any discussion? Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the House added an amendment that excludes counties that are under 7,500 people in population.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 230. Are there any no votes? Please add the president. Just joking. I'm tempted. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 230 as amended.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 230. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Heisey, Simpson, Lundin, Gardner, Liston, Quorum, Kirkmeyer, Rankin, Priola, Smallwood, Woodward, Scott, Cook, Minority Leader Holbert. With a vote of 20 ayes, 15 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 230 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 219?
Senate Bill 219, Senators Moreno and Smallwood, Representatives Duran and McLaughlin, concerning the regulation of dental therapists and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 219.
Is there any discussion? Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House simply added some language that streamlined and changed the language around composition of the board.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 219. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move for the repassage of Senate Bill 219.
Motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 219. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg, Lundin, Woodward. With a vote of 32 ayes, 3 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 219 is repassed. Co-sponsors.
Dental therapist. Ugh.
Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 23?
Senate Bill 23, Senator Gonzalez, Representatives Bacon and Gonzalez Gutierrez concerning prohibiting deceptive tactics during custodial interrogation of a juvenile.
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate reject the House amendments to Senate Bill 23 and that the Senate adhere to its position.
That's gutsy. The motion is that the Senate reject the House amendments to Senate Bill 23. Are there any no votes? Crickets. Senators Gardner, Minority Leader Holbert, Cook, Scott, Priola. Lundin. Liston. Woodward. Heisey. Simpson. Sonnenberg. Coram. Rankin. Smallwood. Kirkmeyer. Liston. Got a little confusing there. With a vote of 20 ayes, 15 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 202?
Senate Bill 202, Senators Zenzinger and Rankin, Representative McCluskey concerning providing state matching money for property tax revenue collected by school districts and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 202.
Is there any discussion?
The House reduced the appropriation slightly.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 202. Are there any no votes?
I mean, if 10 million is...
With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Rankin.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move that for the repassage of Senate Bill 202.
Motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 202. Are there any no votes? Senators Lundin, Minority Leader Holbert, Woodward, Kirkmeyer, Smallwood, Scott, Gardner. With a vote of 28 ayes, 7 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 202 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 207?
Senate Bill 207, Senator Winter, Representative Bacon concerning the prevention of Title IX misconduct on public school campuses and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Winter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 207.
Is there any discussion? The motion is...
Yep.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 207. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Winter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 207.
The motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 207. Are there any no votes? Senators Gardner, Lundin, Simpson, Cook. Never mind. Do not. Senator Cook shall be recorded as a aye vote. Lundin, Liston, Kirkmeyer. Heisey, Sonnenberg, Scott, Woodward, Smallwood.
Do you want to do repassage and I'll do this part?
No, you got it.
With a vote of 25 ayes, 10 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 207 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 36?
Senate Bill 36, Senators Hansen and Heisey, Representatives Burton Van Winkle, concerning a payment to the statewide Death and Disability Trust Fund to pay benefits for members hired before January 1st, 1997, and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for concurrence with House amendments to Senate Bill 36.
Is there any discussion? Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. We sent the bill over with 6 payments of $6.65 million to cover the unfunded liability in this fund. The House sent it back with 2 payments of $6.65 million based on the amount of money we had left in the one-time general fund cap, and I urge adoption.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 36. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 36.
The motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 36. Are there any no votes? Senators Lundin, Minority Leader Holbert, Smallwood. With a vote of 32 ayes, 3 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 36 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 53?
Senate Bill 53, Senator Sonnenberg, Representative McLaughlin and Gartner, concerning visitation rights at healthcare facilities and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 53.
Is there any discussion? The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 53. Are there any no votes? What did it do? Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I apologize. I should have explained what they added. There was a CDPHE amendment that would help clarify part of it, and then they added testing as another one of those precursors that could actually, a hospital could require rather than just masking and those type of things. They just added testing. Thank you, Mr. President.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 53. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 53.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 53. Are there any no votes? Senators Zenzinger, Danielson, Rankin, Priola, Hansen. With a vote of 30 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused,
Last bill, I got lots more.
Senate Bill 53 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please add Minority Leader Holbert as a co-sponsor again? And also Lundin would like to be added again.
I'm already on there, aren't I?
Gardner would like to be added for the first time.
I'm already on, right?
And Senator Smallwood is already on it.
Great.
Scott is as well. This is helpful. Kirkmeyer is on it.
Got nothing but time, guys.
Senator Cook is on it.
Actually, we don't have a lot of time. Come on, we gotta be taller than that. There.
Nope. Please add Majority Leader Moreno as a co-sponsor on Senate Bill 53. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 81?
My cows are tired.
Things seem so big from here.
Senate Bill 81, Senator Smallwood and Donovan, Representatives Tipper and Will, concerning a requirement that the Board of Directors of the Colorado Health Benefit Exchange create a consumer outreach campaign to provide consumers with comprehensive information regarding covered health care services and in connection therewith, adjusting the limit on the total amount of tax credits that may be granted to health insurance companies.
Senator Donovan.
I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 81.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 81. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused. The motion is adopted. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move for the repassage of Senate Bill 81.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 81. Are there any no votes? Senators Lundin.
Boo. Oh, sorry.
Liston. Gardner. Minority Leader Holbert.
Right.
Kirkmeyer. With a vote of 30 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 81 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 154?
Senate Bill 154, Senator Danielson, Representatives McCormick and Lindsay, concerning increasing safety in assisted living residences and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 154.
Is there any discussion? The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 154. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we repass Senate Bill 154.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 154. Are there any no votes? Senators Simpson, Sonnenberg, Heisey, Lundin, Gardner, Cook, Smallwood, Liston, Minority Leader Holbert, Scott, Kirkmeyer, Quorum, Woodward, Rankin, Zenzinger. With a vote of 20 ayes, 15 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 154 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 173?
Senate Bill 173, Senators Rodriguez and Smallwood, Representatives Byrd and McKean, concerning criteria relating to the operation of telepharmacy outlets.
Senator Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate concur with the House on Senate Bill 173.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, as we discussed when we came in here, there were some conversations with Dora to tweak out the wording to move the telepharmacy out of the other outlets, which was some issues with the fiscal note, which they did, which drastically reduced the fiscal note and fixed the bill. So ask for an aye vote.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 173. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move for the repassage of Senate Bill 81.
The motion is for the
173. 173.
the motion is for the repassage of Senate Bill 173. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 173 is passed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 197?
Senate Bill 197, Senators Coleman and Hanson, Representative Bacon, concerning authorizing alternative governance for innovation school zones.
Senator Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for concurrence with House amendments to Senate Bill 197.
Is there any discussion? Senator Hanson.
Mr. President, thank you. The principal change we made was to adjust the binding arbitration clause from the Senate version.
The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 197. Are there any no votes? Senators Gonzalez, Kolker, Danielson.
That's pretty awesome.
I would much prefer to play some Mario right now, but Rodriguez. Story. Henriksen. With a vote of 29 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted.
Yes, Precious.
Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the repassage of Senate Bill 197.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 197. Are there any no votes? Senators Kolker, Gonzalez, Danielson, Rodriguez, Story, Winter, Rodriguez, Henriksen, Lee. With a vote of 27 ayes, 8 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 197 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Senators Lundin, Gardner, Rankin. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 205?
Senate Bill 205, Senators Fenberg and Holbert, Representative Valdez A. and Van Winkle, concerning the regulation of cannabis-related products that may potentially cause a person to become intoxicated when used.
Minority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate concur with amendments to House amendments to Senate Bill 205.
Is there any discussion? Minority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, if you care to revert to page 6 of the re-revised version, line 11, the House added the words "violates this section as it applies to hemp." Ask for an aye vote. Concurrence, yeah.
The motion before the body is concurrence on House Bill 205. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, concurrence carries. Minority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Madam President, excuse me. Given that now it's approaching 9:30 on my very last day in general session in the General Assembly, I thought I would explain my motion in detail as to why I would move to repass Senate Bill 205. So I'll leave it there. I move to repass Senate Bill 205. Thank you, Madam President.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 205. Are there any no votes? Senators Quorum and Rankin. With a vote of 33 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 205 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 206?
Senate Bill 206, Senator Fenberg, Representative Amabile, concerning resources for disaster preparedness and recovery and in connection therewith creating a disaster resilience rebuilding program, the Sustainable Rebuilding Program, the Office of Climate Preparedness, and making an appropriation.
President Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 206.
Discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is concurrence on Senate Bill 206. Are there any no votes on concurrence? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, that motion passes. President Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 206.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 206. Are there any no votes? Senators Simpson, Lundin, Gardner, Minority Leader Holbert, Cook, Scott, Liston, Kirkmeyer, Sonnenberg, Heisey, Woodward, Quorum. Senator Rankin, are you a no? Senator Rankin and Smallwood.
I'd say you were, but
With a vote of 21 ayes, 14 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 206 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to 210?
Senate Bill 210, Senators Zenzinger and Cook, Representative Lundin and Soper, concerning the regulation of supplemental healthcare staffing agencies by the Department of Public Health and Environment, and in connection therewith requiring supplemental healthcare staffing agencies to report data to the Department of Labor and Employment, and requiring the Department of Public Health and Environment to analyze information provided by supplemental healthcare staffing agencies to determine the need for regulation of staffing agencies, and making an appropriation.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 210.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is concurrence on Senate Bill 210. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, that motion is adopted. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 210.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 210. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 210 is passed. Co-sponsors.
One more. Jeff.
Please add Senator Smallwood.
Jeff, hurry up. Come on, dude.
Smallwood, we already had you. All right, will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 225?
Senate Bill 225, Senators Zenzinger and Liston, Representatives Robertson Baisley, concerning emergency medical services in the state and in connection therewith creating an emergency medical services system sustainability task force and requiring ambulance services to obtain a state license from the Department of Public Health and Environment and making an appropriation.
Senator Liston.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that we concur with House Amendment to Senate Bill 225.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is concurrence on Senate Bill 225. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 2 excused, that motion is passed. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 225.
The motion before the body is the passage of Senate Bill 225. Are there any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 225 is passed. Co-sponsors on Senate Bill 225. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 232?
Senate Bill 232, Senators Bridges and Moreno, Representative Herod and Burnett, concerning the provision of workforce housing through the creation of the Middle Income Housing Authority and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to 232.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is concurrence on Senate Bill 232. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, concurrence is passed. Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 232.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 232. Are there any no votes? Minority Leader Holbert. Senators Lundin, Scott, Kirkmeyer, Sonnenberg, Cook, Smallwood. With a vote of 29 ayes, 7 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused. 28? Correction. 28 ayes, 7 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused. Senate Bill 232 is passed. Co-sponsors. Majority Leader, please add Senator Rankin as a co-sponsor to 232. Please add Hansen as a co-sponsor to 232. Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of the Conference Committee report on House Bill 1390.
The adoption is to proceed out of order for the Conference Committee report on 1390, which is on page 4. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we will proceed out of order for House Bill 1390, consideration of Conference Committee reports. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 1390 as we consider that Conference Committee report?
House Bill 1390, Representatives McCluskey and McLaughlin, Senators Zenzinger and Lundin, concerning the financing of public schools and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senators Lundin.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the Conference Committee report.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the first report of the first Conference Committee on Senate Bill, House Bill 1390. Are there any no votes on the Conference Committee report? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the first report of the first Conference Committee on House Bill 1390 is adopted.
All you.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1390.
The motion before the body is the repassage of House Bill 1390. Are there any no votes?
Yeah.
With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1390 is passed. Co-sponsors. Majority Leader. So we'll go back to page 3, Senate Bill 110, consideration of Conference Committee reports. Senator Kolker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I
Madam President, I move for the adoption of the Conference Committee report, Senate Bill 110.
Sorry, you know, Senator Colker, I need the clerk to read the title to the bill.
Thank
Will
you.
the clerk please read Senate Bill 110?
Senate Bill 110, Senators Sonnenberg and Coker, Representative Pelton, concerning a requirement that a wind-powered energy generation facility be equipped with light mitigation technology.
Senator Colker, back to you.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the Conference Committee report.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 110. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 to excuse, the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 110 is adopted. Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 110.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 110. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 110 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Don't need to. No. Okay. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 21?
Senate Bill 21, Senators Rodriguez and Lee, Representatives Benavides and Amabile, concerning the treatment of persons with behavioral health disorders in the justice system and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Lee.
Thank you, Madam President. We move for the adoption of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 21.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is for the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 21. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, that conference committee report is adopted on Senate Bill 21. Senator Lee.
Thank you, Madam President. We move for repassage of Senate Bill 21.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 21. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 21 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 113?
Senate Bill 113, Senators Hansen and Buckner, Representatives Tipper and Bacon, concerning the use of personal identifying data in connection therewith creating a task force for the consideration of artificial intelligence, restricting the use of facial recognition services by state and local government agencies, temporarily prohibiting the use of facial recognition services by public schools, and making an appropriation.
Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate adopt the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 113.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 113. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 113 is adopted. Senator Buckner.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 113.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 113. Are there any no votes? Minority Leader Holbert, Cook, Senators Gardner and Lundeen, Kirkmeyer, Smallwood, and Sonnenberg. With a vote of 28 ayes, 7 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 113 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 009?
Senate Bill 009, Senators Janal and Heisey, Representatives Burton Benavides, concerning catalytic converters and in connection therewith enacting measures to address the theft of catalytic converters.
Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Madam President. My co-prime on the big screen and I move the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 009.
The motion, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 9. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the first report of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 9 is adopted. Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the repassage of Senate Bill 009.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 009. Any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 Sonnenberg no, 0 absent, and 0 excused. Senate Bill 009 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Message from the House.
May 11, 2022, the House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 196 as printed in House Journal May 10, 2022, and has repassed the bill so amended. The bill is returned herewith. The House has adopted the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 120 as printed in House Journal May 11, 2022, and has repassed the bill so amended. The bill is returned herewith. The House has adopted and transmits herewith House Joint Resolution 1026 as printed in House Journal May 11, 2022.
Assigning of bills.
May 11, 2022, the President has signed Senate Bill 6, 124, and 233.
Will the clerk please read Senate Bill 196, the title to that bill that I just said?
Senate Bill 196, Senators Gonzalez and Lee, Representatives Bacon and Benavides, concerning supporting the health needs of persons who may be involved with the criminal justice system and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Lee.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate adopt the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 196. Adopt.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the first report on the First Conference Committee of Senate Bill 196. Are there any no votes?
Yes.
With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 196 is adopted. Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Madam President. We move for the repassage of Senate Bill 193. 196.
The motion before the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 196. Are there any no votes on Senate Bill 196? Minority Leader Holbert. Senators Woodward, Kirkmeyer, and Rankin. Lundin, as well as Liston. These are no votes on Senate Bill 196. I know we're moving fast.
All right.
Lundin, I got you. Did I get you? Yes. All right, with a vote of 29 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 196 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 120?
Senate Bill 120, Senators Janal and Quorum, Representative Sullivan, concerning the regulation of crowd processors and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the first report of the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 22-120, and that the Senate accede to the House amendments made to the bill as the amendments appear in the revised bill with the following changes.
Just move for the adoption.
Move for the adoption of the committee report.
Is the motion, Senator, is the motion to adopt the first report of the first committee? Are we
Okay.
You like me, you want to tell them why?
No.
Could you guys clarify the motion?
To accede.
No, this is your motion. I move to adopt the first report of the First Conference.
I believe.
First report of the Conference Committee Report 120.
Wonderful.
We move to adopt it.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion that we are voting on is for the adoption of the first report of the first committee
We don't need it.
on Senate Bill 120. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill, the first report for the First Conference Committee is adopted. Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 120.
The motion in front of the body is the repassage of Senate Bill 120. Are there any no votes? Senators Sonnenberg and Minority Leader Holbert, as well as Lundin and Liston and Smallwood. With a vote of 30 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 120 is repassed. Co-sponsors. Introduction and consideration of resolutions. Will the clerk please read the title to the introduced 1026 House Joint Resolution?
House Joint Resolution 1026 by Representatives Esgar and Senator Moreno concerning the appointment of a post of a joint committee to notify the governor that the second regular session of the 73rd General Assembly is about to adjourn sine die.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, don't get too excited. We still have to notify some people. But in the meantime, I move House Joint Resolution 1026.
The motion before the body is House Joint Resolution 1026. Wait, we don't, sorry. The computer needs to catch up with House Joint Resolution, not House Bill. Otherwise, we're replacing the income. There we go. Thank you, Senate. We now have the right bill up. The motion and the computer in agreement that the motion before the body is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1026. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Joint Resolution 1026 is passed. Co-sponsors, please add me. Winter, Scott, and Cook, as well as Bridges, and Minority Leader Holbert, but you're already on it. Gardner, Liston, Kirkmeyer, Woodward, Story, Janal.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that a committee be appointed to notify the governor that the second regular session of the 73rd General Assembly is about to adjourn sine die.
Is there any objection? It wouldn't matter. Seeing none, Senators Donovan, Lee, and Holbert are appointed to the committee to notify the governor that the second regular session of the 73rd General Assembly is about to adjourn sine die. Those members are excused. Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate stand in a brief recess while we allow that committee to notify the governor. In the meantime, colleagues, we will enjoy a musical interlude by Miss Marianne Goodland.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The Senate will stand in recess.
Marianne? Marianne, could you suspend for just a moment? Excuse me, public announcement, please. The Senate is going to be in a bit of a limbo here for a while, so the Senate Minority Caucus, Republicans will hold a caucus meeting upstairs, and Senator Smallwood, are you close by? Is it 2? I'm sorry? 257. 35, yeah, we're going to have a caucus meeting in room 357 as soon as you can get upstairs. I don't think there's any requirement that we do it 15 minutes after adjournment because we're not adjourned. So 357, Senate Republicans, please meet in 357 for a caucus meeting. Yeah.
The Senate will come to order. Introduction of bills. Majority Leader Moreno.
Mr. President, should we move a call of the Senate?
Call of the Senate
Has not been moved.
has not been moved
But introduction of resolution.
and has not been sustained. So, introduction of resolutions.
Senate Joint Resolution 014, Senator Moreno, Representative Escar, concerning adjournment sine die.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Joint Resolution 14.
The motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution 14. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Joint Resolution 14 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senators Smallwood, Winter,
Yeah, signing.
Viola, Pedersen, Jaquez Lewis, Cook,
Adjournment sine die.
Hanson, Donovan, Bridges, Minority Leader Holbert, Gonzalez, Henriksen, Rodriguez, Buckner, Kolker, Cindy, Dave.
It's time to go, folks.
Please add the president.
Oh, I moved the morning roll call. Should I just move the roll call?
Can we do the pledge again?
All right.
The pledge.
Majority Leader Moreno, do you have another motion for us?
Thank you, Mr. President. I do have another motion.
Oh, what is it?
I move that the Senate adjourn sine die and let it be known that we did beat the House
Once again.
for liberty.
The motion before the body is to adjourn sine die. Majority Leader Moreno.
Sorry, Mr. President. I'm going to have some discussion on my own motion. Mr. President, before we adjourn sine die, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to our Senate Secretary and our nonpartisan staff. The front desk staff have been working extremely long hours this week, and we want them to know how much they are appreciated. Thank you to Dave, Zoe, and Ryan for being part of our team. We also want to thank John, Cheryl, and Rick, who work behind the scenes in the enrolling room, and who Secretary Markwell considers the heart of the Senate. Thanks to Sadia and John, our assignables, and of course, our beloved sergeants, Frank, Ted, Ben, Matt, and Roger. And last but not least, Jama, our Senate Services clerk, who always takes such good care of us. Let's give him a round of applause.
Majority Leader Moreno, what about Andrew?
Mr. President, and of course, the incomparable Mr. Carpenter. In absentia.
The motion before the body is to adjourn sine die. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no? No! I don't care what you say. The motion is adopted. The Senate is adjourned sine die.
you.